In today's video, let's talk about how to be comfortable on camera. If you're watching this video, then I'm sure you've thought about starting a YouTube channel or something similar on other platforms, right? But you bought a fancy camera or even using an iPhone, you hit the record button and then suddenly blank because all the thoughts that you had that you would be able to, just speak to the camera naturally just goes out of the window when you hit the record button. And it happens to the best of us. It's not just me, it's not just you, it's everyone who's ever started something new. I've had to face that challenge of overcoming that fear, overcoming that sense of weirdness or uncomfortable, that sense of embarrassment that once your family, colleagues, friends see what you're doing on social media, would they appreciate it and things like that. And the only thing that you can do to get past that is build confidence to talk to the camera. And there's three things which I'll tell you in this video, which will help you to improve that significantly. And if you don't trust me, just watch my first videos which I've done for this channel or my EVs channel, and you would know what I'm talking about, or the level of change that you would be able to spot. So the first thing would have to be that you have to sort of get into a habit of practicing talking to the camera. And there's a thing which happens to all the new creators. It's not a thing just me. I'm sure it happens to a lot of people, that rather than looking at the lens or talking to the person behind the lens, you look at the screen just to see if the framing's right, how you're looking and whatnot. And that just ruins the shot. Because if you're looking at the lens, which means you're looking or talking to the person behind the camera. But if you're looking sideways or upwards, downwards, wherever your screen is, then it just kills that personal touch. So practicing just talking to the lens as if it's your friend is something which you can do to improve. And the way you do it is you set yourself a time in a day that you, just like when you were kids, and at least I was doing it. When we had some big exams coming up, I set my schedule for that exam time, even during the normal days. And that led me to my mind and body to sync with that time, that this time I need to concentrate and, set apart that focus. And the way I behaved after that changed. And same thing I applied to talking to the camera. And now, most often than not, I look at the lens while talking. And in case I look at the screen while talking, then you can always put some B-roll on top of that. But all your video, if you're talking to the screen rather than the lens, then it's hard to do. So that's the first thing. Practice talking to the lens or talking to the camera the right way. Second thing is where you shoot or how you shoot. So maybe you got inspired by your favorite content creator and their niche, and you think you would create something similar, getting into the same sort of studio or habit. Let's say you got inspired by MKBHD or someone like that, and then you thought that, you would create something similar. But as soon as you sit in the chair in a studio, you might not feel comfort enough to talk to the camera and you might come out awkward. So, you can use the first thing to practice talking to the camera on that particular set, but there's a workaround which would be quicker. So usually just take your camera every place that you think you can film in the house, because obviously you won't be comfortable filming literally everywhere in the house. Some places might be too personal, too I think congested, or there's too much information around, too much stuff around for you to get distracted, as well as your viewers to get distracted. But the point of trying different spots in your house is you need to find a spot where you feel most comfortable. Like for me, talking to the camera in the car is the most, I think, natural when it comes to me having a conversation. Because if I was in the studio, I would be thinking about, am I looking right? Am I doing the right thing or not? But right here, I'm just focusing on things which are in front of me, and that's about it. That helps me concentrate as well as act and sound natural on camera. And maybe that's what you can try. You need to find a spot in your house. Maybe it's your bedroom. And if that's your case, then yeah, let's start from there. And you can always grow your skill once you know that you're confident enough, once you know how to light properly, how to compose properly, and how to write a script properly. You might be able to switch it to the studio that you dreamed of, being a social media influencer, creator, whatever you want to call it. But take many steps, right? Don't just jump on to the things that you think you would be able to do from get-go. Nobody was. You look at your favorite content creators' earlier videos and you would know what I'm talking about, including mine, if I'm one of your favorites. Maybe not yet, but I'm sure I would be. But moving away from myself, let's talk about the third and most important thing. showing up or creating regularly is way more important than perfection. And you might have heard this phrase multiple times, but this is my, I think, third attempt at YouTube, and I would know that showing up matters more than what we give it credit to. And sometimes I literally have created a video just talking like this on my car, in my car or around my car, and that got thousands of views. And when I spent hours and hours of scripting, editing, and putting infographics, it got like 300 views. So just because we think something might work doesn't necessarily mean it's going to click with the audience or with you guys, right? So what I'm trying to say is, don't go for perfection. Just try to create as much as you can in the niche that you are interested in, and see how you go. Because it's possible that you thought you might like tech videos, but you ended up hating all the process of creating videos. So by creating more, you would know that as well. So hence, these are my top 3 tips, tricks, or things you should consider before getting into the content creation field. Let me know if this helped in any way, and if it did, I'm glad I could help. Otherwise, either way, share it with someone who you think might like it or might be, getting benefits out of it. Because I'm sure there's a lot of people, there's a lot of information on YouTube and other sources, but sometimes you need to hear from someone who doesn't have that much experience or exposure, or at least the subscriber count is not high enough for you to say that, some people are lucky to get it. So I would say good luck, and I'll see you in the next one.